All right, I guess we're live. What's going on, everybody? It's Edwin back again for Strictly Comics, and thank you for joining us for our second live chat. And up with me, I have Justin with EXILESTATE Comic Books, also with ComicBookED.com. I also have Jose, Comics and Stuff, joining us, and I also have Rez. Same title as her YouTube channel, Res, R-E-S. How's everybody doing? Is everybody good tonight?
Good, good.
Good. Good fun week in comics.
Yes, it has been a good week. What I want to do is go ahead and just get you guys to introduce yourself again and let us know, let everybody know what you've been reading, what you've been picking up, what's been going on your end of the world. Jose, how about you? You start us off, man.
This is Jose, aka Comics and Stuff, your friendly neighborhood presser. What have I been reading? I haven't been really reading much. I've been more kind of working, But I know Justin was showing a couple of animosity books, and I'm like, yeah, when I go pick up my pull, I'm gonna have like a stack this big. But I haven't really picked up anything recently, but maybe a digital comic or two.
Okay, all right. Well, I appreciate you joining us, Jose. All right, moving right along, I'm going to go ahead and go to Justin. Justin, what's been going on in your end of the universe?
Oh man, lots of stuff. Always looking at new articles going up over at comicbook.com. A lot of independent and Kickstarter focused stuff's going on right now over there. And then reading tons of books, man. Really read Hadrian's Wall. It came out from Image already. That was really good. The art's pretty killer in it too. And then All-Star Batman, man. Did you pick that up?
I picked it up, but I haven't read it yet, and I don't know if I'm going to continue if it's going to keep being a $4.99 cover. That's still yet to be determined.
They're paying for the 4 regular covers that you can choose from.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the regular cover for now. Yeah. All right. I was just thinking, why don't we all just put up a Kickstarter and just have it, we want to get paid to stay at home and read comics. What do y'all think?
I think that's a good goal.
Let me think about that one for a bit.
A little bit of wishful thinking there, or okay. All right, thank you so much, Justin, for joining us, bro.
Good to be here.
All right, last but not least, we have Rez. Rez, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
What you been reading, Rez?
Well, as of late, I have been reading a lot of my comics online, which I usually do not do. So I've read quite a few. Animosity was one of them, so I can't wait to talk about that. House of Penance, that was a miniseries that was written by Peter J. Tomasi. And I've also been really digging into Kickstarters as well. And I've been doing a lot of webtoon comics. So I found quite a few loving, enjoying, and following. So it's been a really good week for me as far as comics is concerned.
Very good, very good. You've been pretty busy. Everybody's been pretty busy, and that's pretty awesome, man. I love it because every person comes from a different side of the whole comic book spectrum. We're not all the same. Everybody's kind of different. So, all right. Well, thank you so much, Rez, for joining us. All right. So, real quick, I want to get into this. I had a random act of kindness, which I'm completely thankful for. I was given a heads up, and it's actually a guy that subscribed to me probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. His name is Jonathan Cholula. Jonathan Cholula. Funny thing is, before the video that I uploaded yesterday, I did 2 shots of trying to get the video shot correctly, and my audio was messing up, so I wasted about 30 minutes of my life. But a part of that upload, I was giving shout-outs to all my new subscribers, and Jonathan Cholula was actually one of the ones I wanted to give shout-outs to, so I'm going to give shout-outs to him. right now. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for subscribing. And if you are watching, thank you so much for joining our live chat. What I'm going to do real quick is he sent me this right here. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. I have no idea what is in this thing. And you guys on the panel are going to find, well, no, it's not ticking, thankfully. And it doesn't smell like coffee grounds or weed or anything like that. So I think I'm good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and we're all going to figure out what exactly is inside.
Ooh.
So I'm opening the package, and you know what? It's pretty well packed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to you guys to talk just a little bit while I figure out how to get this thing open without wasting too much time. So, Justin, you want to take it on?
Yeah, no, that's cool. But I mean, just to talk on that point, that's awesome to have somebody like, you know, out of the kindness of their heart, just send you something that they think you might want, you know, or something you might need for your collection. That's really cool.
Actually, he sent me a letter. Let me read it real quick. He says he sent it on a. This isn't a backing board, but it's something like it. Okay, it says, "Hey, what's up, Edwin? Appreciate all the help you saved me on the Comic Book Fanatics Facebook page." Oh, okay, so he had a lot of questions, I think, about grading and what to buy and stuff like that. Okay, he says within the CBCS questions I had for being a cool dude in general. Also appreciate the disclaimer. Friend request, no problem. It's all good, man. Mostly have to talk comics. I do my best to stay open to everyone's thoughts, beliefs, and opinions, as long as they have not negative or hurtful to others. Understandable. Anyways, man, I having a little trouble reading this writing, but okay. So he's a fellow Christian as well, just like how I am, and so there was a small issue. I'm not going to read everything that it consists of because there was a little bit of talk with a certain YouTuber regarding a post that I made with Jesus over Superman. I'm not going to get into all that right now, but anyways, Jonathan Sulu, thank you so much, man, for the letter. I can't wait to. I'm gonna keep this, man, because this actually means quite a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it with Justin or Jose right now. I got to get some skizzers so I can open this bad boy up.
Did he ask?
Take it away.
Did he ask you for your number?
No. He it was it was just, no. He was just showing his gratitude of me. You know, just I know a lot of people don't mix Christianity with pop culture, and I definitely try not to. I try to keep those things on separate, different channels. But he was just showing his gratitude for me, just representing what I believe in. So
I remember the piece, man. It was nice art for sure. I remember
it was. I'll be right back, guys. Go ahead.
Do your thing.
Very cool.
Yes,
Rez, go. No, I was just gonna ask Rez, like, did you read both issues 1 and 2 of Animosity?
I sure did. I loved it. What about you? What just some of your thoughts on them?
Overall, I just really enjoy the story, like the whole premise of it, you know, and what it's kind of going toward.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
and of course the art is just amazing because you just get to see everything, you know. Like
yeah.
Any animal. You
I really. I really enjoyed Marguerite Bennett's writing. I mean, that was the highlight. I think I was more focused on the writing for these issues, and usually I'm always looking at the illustration first. But I found myself with Animosity and really enjoying what I read, and then looking at the illustrations secondary.
Right.
So it was very different for me.
No, it's a very story-driven book, and
yeah, and believable too. I mean,
believable about how it could come about, and just like how the characters even interact, and like to what they're seeing, you know.
Exactly. It's just, and honestly, usually when I see things where these animals are kind of anthropomorphic in style, where they are talking or have humanistic features, I usually don't follow that much with them. And I actually felt like these dogs and these rats and these crocodiles, that they actually did have a moral compass and were able to speak and think.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's like, you know,
so.
I don't know. It's, I mean, not to go religious, but it's like they have like a soul coming through, you know, or something like that, like something
Yeah.
of spirit in
Yeah.
themselves, to like more than just as reactionary. Like they have their own thoughts and what's going on. So I think yeah, she did a great job in it. You might also want to check out her other book, Insects, from Aftershock.
I was actually looking at that, and I didn't get through the half. I only got through half of the first issue, so
yeah,
I was like, you know, I won't even talk about it. But yeah, you're right.
It's a good book too.
Yes. I've been trying to pump through all these series, you know, because when you're reading online, it's kind of easier than you would when you have a physical book, and then, you know, things kind of, you know, interrupt you when you're trying to read.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. So just an overall big plug, everybody, for Aftershock Comics. Aftershock.
Yeah, right.
So go read all the books.
Have you read their Black Eyed Kids? I read 1 and 2 as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have.
It's really good.
I've read up to 3. I got up to 3. I haven't gone past that yet.
That's all I got.
I got to a few pages in issue 3, but I haven't gone.
Really, it's up to 6. Just came out 2 weeks ago, I think.
Oh really? I have just got all the way up to issue 5. I mean, as far as, you know, downloading them.
Right. What, digital? You got all the way to digital on number 5, or a physical copy?
Yeah, digital. And usually I do not do digital, but I was like, my comic book shops are acting crazy right now, and I'm waiting for my DCBS stuff to come in. So, and I picked the shipment frequency as once a month for me.
We need to talk about where you're getting your digital copies, because I can only find up to 3.
Really? Okay.
I love that series. Man. It's a great book.
Yeah, it is. I can't wait till it comes out in kind of collective.
Yeah. You know, Iculus mentioned another good one. Rough Riders. That's another good one from that.
Yeah, I really like that one just because, like, I'm kind of a history buff. So, like, taking historical figures from the past that would have nothing to do with any of this and then throwing them into it. Even, like, the first issue, they meet with, like, the Rockefellers and, you know, like, everybody who had money back then and was controlling everything. So it's a really cool take on history, I think. And the art's good.
Yeah. You know what? I'm kind of interested to see some of these comics stripped down more. I don't know what is it with this week, but I've been reading a lot of stripped down comics. I've been reading a lot of indie stuff, and I'm really appreciating these artists and their work prior to the coloring and the inking and all that other stuff. Over. I kind of want to see more black and white, you know?
Oh, okay.
Read The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I used to read that digital as well. I used to read that quite a bit.
All right, real quick, I actually opened this up. All right, so anybody ever heard of the guy Sergio Carielli? Sergio Carielli? Anybody heard of him?
Sounds familiar.
It says Sergio Carielli has been an accomplished artist since childhood, drawing a regular comic strip for his city's newspaper by age 11. He later worked for Marvel and DC Comics. He attended the Joe Kubert School of Cartoon and Graphic Art, as well as the Word of Life Bible Institute. He currently resides in Florida with his wife, Lucia, Florida. Jose?
All
right, so here's what he's... I don't know, but here's what Jonathan sent me. He sent me... It's the Action Bible. It's like a big, giant graphic novel. It was actually brand new and sealed. I just opened it up because I wanted to flip through it. It's actually the entire Bible, Old Testament to New, and I'll show you guys some of the artwork. It's all in comic book form. It's all in comic book form. So
that's awesome.
I could not. No, hey, my wife and I were actually at the Christian bookstore probably about a month ago, and I went straight to the graphic novel section because I knew that there were some Christian comic books, and there's not a lot because there's not like a big demand for it or anything. But I went to it just to see if they were still selling them, and they were. And I wanted to pick some up, but just didn't have the funds at the time. But Jonathan sent me this, and I know that this is for kids, but as comic book fans, I think that all of us can appreciate this because, I mean, let's just be honest. Not a lot of people enjoy reading the Bible. And when you put the Bible in comic book form, I mean, I think you could appreciate it more, and I think that it might draw more interest because, hey, I mean, it's, what, a comic book Bible. So the artwork isn't bad. I'm definitely going to get into this and do some reading of it. I wonder if they'll let me bring this in church and use this instead of a real Bible. What do y'all think?
What? You
Yeah.
know what?
I think so. I would do something like that.
Hey, Edwin.
Yo.
Send me I mean, is that an easily found book? Because I wouldn't mind picking it up for the boys in here, my sons.
Yeah, it's called the
Yeah.
Action Bible, and actually at the top it says right here, more than 1 million copies have been sold. So I think
sure it's
this
on
rolls
Amazon.
out. Yeah, and you can go, I'm pretty sure, like
Yeah.
into Family Christian Bookstore and
Yeah, I'm
definitely
gonna pick that
Amazon.
up.
And so, man, this thing is nice. So, Jonathan,
Yeah.
thank you so much, man. I'm actually gonna get into this definitely this weekend. My wife is going out of town, so I'm just gonna hang around in my boxers and eat peanut butter and ice cream and read this right here for a little bit. But thank you so much, Jonathan. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Good job, Jonathan, man.
And while we're on topic of indie stuff, just real quick, I know that some of you guys have watched my last video, but I was actually inspired by Rez this week. I did pick this up right here, which was Spawn Kills Everybody second print. I got this one because I did not have the McFarlane cover. I got the variant. But also I got this right here, The Forevers. I don't know if anybody's read this yet, by Black Mask Comics. Is that, yeah, Black Mask. I've never even heard of Black Mask Comics. Yeah, so I picked that up, and then, of course, I think you guys were just talking earlier about Hadrian's Wall. I picked that up as well. So
That's what publisher? That's Image, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's Image. But Black Mask, I've never even heard of them. So
Yeah, they do that and like, what is it? 4 kids walk into a bank or something like that. I think that was
how
also
long have they been around, Justin? Have they been around for a while?
a little while, but not too long. I mean, I don't think I've seen anything from them maybe before 6 months ago. Maybe a little.
Okay, so they're like brand new.
They're pretty new.
Okay. All right. So that's it. Does anybody else have any pickups or anything they wanted to talk about that they got this week?
Oh, I only got one Marvel book. It's like big. It's like, I mean, seriously, like 6 months ago, I was getting like 8 Marvel books. Now I'm getting 1 a week.
Yeah, we should just have a Marvel rant one day and just talk about how crappy they've been doing lately. So,
Oh man. And
do we have the time?
we don't.
Iculus requested a little. What's the story like of the Forevers?
Yeah,
I haven't read it yet.
Can we see some of the art? I
Sure,
haven't seen that book
sure.
at all.
Let me figure this thing out.
Jack
All right,
Jones
so
in the house.
it's actually kind of like
What's up, Jack-Yo?
painting. See, here's some artwork right here. It looks like maybe some painting going on
Nice.
right here, digital painting maybe.
Mhm.
Let me get a couple more pages. This page is kind of cool right here. Splash page going on right here with the graphics, and I don't know what the heck's going on right there. Some kind of trail, fire trail, swirly trail, something like that. Fire. So
Pretty
I mean,
intense.
the artwork looks pretty solid. Here's another picture right here. So the artwork doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's definitely not something that a lot of people are accustomed to looking at, unless you're like an Ariel Olivetti fan, or maybe even a what's his name,
It's
Clayton
putting the
Crane.
goatee on the guy.
Yeah,
I was wondering when somebody was gonna mention it.
Oh, that was awesome.
kind of like Clayton Crane. I know a lot of people know who Clayton Crane is. He's a fantastic comic book artist, but it actually looks kind of cool. So yeah.
Cool.
Hey, Edwin, there's somebody on here that says he's new to our show, but was introduced by Edwin. His name's Eric from Houston, Texas.
What's
Let me
up,
see. I
Eric?
think I know.
EH.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Well, hello and welcome, EHTX1. Eric from
So-
Houston, welcome.
Yeah. He's He's over here in Sugar Land. Actually, Eric was one of my first subscribers. I think he had to have been in the first 12 to 20 subscribers or something like that. So yeah, he's been around for a long time. Eric, thank you so much for joining, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, awesome. Texas in the house for sure.
Nice.
Oh, Eric, by the way, I did try that new Bedrock City Comics over in Sugar Land. I actually went there yesterday because, you know what, real quick, and I apologize because Eric is just taking me somewhere else. I know, Rez, you talked about comic book trading. Is anybody else big into like comic book trading when it comes to trading with your LCS? Like, forget doing stuff over Facebook. I'm talking about getting them basically to rip you off by giving you 25 to maybe 50% of what your book is worth, and receive that as a trade for in-store credit or whatever. Do you guys do that, or is that kind of like a
I never even heard of
old art?
No.
I've done it.
I've never
I've
heard
done
of
it a few times. I've
Never.
done it a few times, and I'm not the biggest fan because of the same reason you just stated, the ripping you off. And I've gave some really good books. I had to search in my thing for the most, I guess, mainstream, not really super indie, for them to even accept it. Usually when I come in with my usual books, they'll be like, "Oh, wait, you're way too indie for us to you know, accept this." So yeah, I get pulled to the ringer.
So being new and maybe not as experienced or knowledgeable in comics, do you just have to just go with what they tell you a book might be worth, or do you do your own research to try to give you some kind of leverage or leeway?
I mean, if you go, I don't know. I think if you went in there and tried to haggle with them up, because that's what you're going to be doing, is you're going to be trying to go up because they're going to go low. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it would just be
that's
bad.
how it usually goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, because me, like, I try to get the best deal, if anything, you know.
Well, of course, yeah. But I'm just saying you're already starting from a point of they probably don't need your books anyway, especially if they're offering you nothing for them, you know? It's just, I don't know. I don't think I could ever, I don't know. It wouldn't be something I would do. I would just flat out sell them on eBay or through a thing or something. I wouldn't take them to a shop.
Well, here's what I did, and Jose knows these books that I'm about to bring up. If any of you guys watch my most recent videos, I did my first submission to CBCS Comics, and I did a bunch of submissions, as a matter of fact, and a part of that first submission was the entire Secret Wars run from back in 1984. And I'm thinking, like, yo, you know, these are kind of some very historical comic books, and anybody that read comics back in the, you know, Bronze and Copper Age know exactly what these books are. I mean, number 8, you had the very first, well, there it is right there. You got the very first appearance of the black costume. So I'm thinking, like, yeah, I'm going to get these signed and slabbed. I'll make some money. Guys, I've had these books on eBay for a long time, and I haven't got any bites on them. I've lowered my price twice, and I don't think anybody had really any. No, I don't think anybody had really any interest until a couple years ago when Secret Wars, or was it last year when Secret Wars came out again?
Yeah, last summer.
Yeah,
I'm watching the Doctor Doom cover.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? But that book is still pretty marketable. Maybe it's just more the raw book, because SW8, man, people love that book. Again, it might, you know, people's probably just looking for the raw copy. I know Chris, what's his name? Buckshot 33 was happy when he's got his SW8.
Well, here's what they told me at the shop. They said people are interested in the number 1 and the number 8. And fortunately, that's what I got behind me. I got cover number 1 and number 8. Now, I like the whole story, but guys, these things just were not selling. So what I did, I was like, you know what? Let me just see what they'll give me. And they gave me a fair amount, not really what I was looking for, but didn't want to drive around to every comic book shop in the city. So God actually showed me some grace, because the guy was offering me about $50 less than what I ended up with. And so I took my time. I was thinking about it, and he came back with an additional $50, and so I just kind of went with it. But when it comes to comic book trading and stuff like that, it can be a tough thing to deal with, because chances are they're not going to give you what you're looking for, just as Rez was talking about. And if you have a crappy comic book shop, a place that's always overpriced, you're just not gonna get what you want because of the overprices and getting the the lowball offer with your trade.
Shit, I know when they do it online, like on Facebook and stuff like that. I know I wouldn't trade a book unless I've done business with someone before. Had some type of rapport established. Because I've heard some horror stories about trading online, whether your book doesn't come or you don't get exactly what you thought you were getting. So it gets a little crazy. But I've never heard trading in a comics bookstore. I've never heard of that. I guess
I couldn't trade with someone online. I just don't. It looks like it's just too complicated.
Yeah, I see people bring books into my shop.
I trust about it.
Yeah. But it seems like they're bringing in like a long box or a collection at a time, and they're not just like bringing in all handbook, stacked. But if I was in your situation, Edwin, where I'd had those books for a while and they just weren't turning over, then yeah, that might be something just to recoup what I'd spent.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do the trading thing, but I'll do the random act of kindness. Whoever wants to send me a random act of kindness, I could do that. I do that any day.
Plug.
Is that a pitch?
Yeah, right.
You got a P.O. box they can send that to?
Yes, I do. What's up, Rez? What's up, Rez? Why are you so quiet over there, girl? I'm sorry.
Oh. Oh boy. I don't know.
What you got going on? Are you reading some books over there and not telling us? Show us what you're reading.
Oh no. And I was I was reading my list of things that I read. I was trying to memorize.
Gotcha. You got like a little library.
What I read.
Over your shoulder, you got a little library back there.
Oh yeah. I need to fix that up.
Awesome.
It's just like I got all these books I gotta organize. It's difficult
of us
when you have so much. You have a book addiction.
Awesome.
Iculus said, Jose, he'll send you a random act of kindness for a free press.
Well, shoot, I'm fine with that. If that random act of kindness is an ASM 129, you might get a bunch of presses for free.
That's punishable. Extreme random act of kindness.
Yeah. Or even a 135, second appearance Punisher is fine too.
He's not picky. It's cool.
I could get one press, a free press. Thanks, Iculus.
Speaking of like slab books, I was in a comic book shop the other day on Wednesday, and I was in the guy's shop, and he just sold nothing but back issues. But a lot of his stuff that he had in his long boxes, he was selling things that weren't worth the prices that he was charging. I went in there. I was talking to him about how I don't like when shops do that, and then as soon as I start looking through his long boxes, I see that it was exactly what I just discussed with him is what he had going on. So, for instance, I had this Flaming Carrot Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles, whatever, crossover, and he had one of the same issues, I think like number 4 sequence in the long box, and he was charging $10 for this issue when it's only worth $1.35 at most, really, Yeah, but and it wasn't Mylard or anything, and bagged and boarded, but he was just charging all this money for all these different issues. He was charging like $10 for like this really, really bad condition heavy metal magazine, like the cover was falling off.
Don't you hate when they have inventory that's not even bagged and boarded, especially those back issues, because they're already sometimes in pretty bad shape. Conserve the quality, conserve the books, but everybody thinks differently, I guess.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Like, please put everything. I understand you putting a bag in it. I understand it's costing you money, but you are realistically selling these books for $1 to $3 more than they're really worth. Just because you're a retail store. So please put a backboard in.
I know, right? Or you guys ever?
That guy had nothing in his shop.
Do what?
Yeah.
And imagine the people. going through the bins, like the books that aren't bagged and boarded. Imagine the people constantly all day long going through those books. How much more damage you're creating? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Have you ever gone into a long box that's just so stuffed that you can barely get books out, or you got to take like a stack out just so you can flip through everything else?
I wonder
Yeah.
as soon as they purchase the collection, they just put it there. You know, they don't even put too much thought into it. You know, just push out those, just flip whatever they can. You know, but you know that's the thing though. Those places that you kind of see those faults that you don't really care for yourself. You know, unless you are looking for a specific book that you know you could find there. You know, and of course if you have several LCSs, you know, in the near area for yourself, then you won't go back. You know, so it's all different variables.
Well, you know, I live in a smaller town, so we have very few shops around here. So I usually travel an hour and a half out to this one shop. Because I know it has a lot of back issues, but as of recently, I realized they just overcharged me way too much, and I'm just not willing to spend that much money when I can buy these same things on Amazon for like for instance, there was one book in particular that I went on Amazon and it was like 27 deals, and a person was selling it for 1 cent. This book, and that's a good book, but they were only selling it for about 0.01 cents, and the shipping's $3.99. That means I paid $5 for the book. So, an hour and a half out to you, hour and a half back. I'm tired. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just spent all this money, and then it's just too much. So, I'm in the transition of actually purchasing things through DCBS and other online retailers, like for back issues and stuff. I just can't abide giving my money to people who are not going to.
A lot of sellers, what they'll do is they'll hold on to your books so you can get a bunch of books together, and then that's when they'll ship it to you. So because it's ridiculous, you're spending more on the book for shipping than the actual cost of the book. So they'll hold on to a couple of books, 5, 10 books, and then they'll ship it all out at once.
Well, some places will give you free shipping if you spend like $40 or $50. Like Midtown, I think Midtown does that, and I think even Amazon gives you free shipping if you spend a certain amount.
Yeah, over 25 or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to Amazon. I like their return policy. You know, when you're dealing just with Amazon, not with the seller per se.
Yeah. What about and I'm thinking, Rez, your shop might be like this, but there's a shop here in like downtown Houston, right? I'm not gonna put their name out there because I don't want to put anybody on blast or anything like that. But I mean, they are an old shop. They're the type that we were talking about last week, where their stuff hasn't been repriced in probably 20 years. But so I'm in there one day and like I'm looking at the books and I want to take the book out of the bag and board. I want to look at the condition. Well, the owner came up to me and he was like, you can't do that. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you can't take the books out of the bag. He's like, one of me or my staff has to do it for you. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, why? It's not like you guys got all silver and golden age keys or anything like that. And he was like, that's just his store policy. I was like, what?
What? You know, it's funny you mentioned that. Because at my LCS, he was like that with me too. But I've got, he knows I press books, so he's like, I know you're gonna handle books well, so he lets me do that. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places that they bag and board. They don't want you to bring it out. They don't want you to pull out that book to cause more damage.
I don't have that problem with well, I mean, I don't have that problem with a lot of the shops I do go to, but the one that's very local, like it sells the newer issues and have so much back issues, they don't like you reading in the store. They don't like you opening up a book and reading it, sitting around. Like, they make it so uncomfortable for you to do that. Like, it's weird. Like, you just pretty much rush in there and get your book and leave.
Funny.
It's so awkward. It is, yeah. So I never.
This ain't no library.
Yeah, they don't let you read it. Like, we don't like you reading in here. Please put that down. Don't even get me started on bringing kids in there.
Yeah, but that's the thing you mentioned. That's the thing, Rez. You mentioned there's not many LCSs around there, so they're like,
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
I think. Well, there was an article. Some lady out in California that opened up her own shop. Open up your own shop.
I was thinking about it just briefly.
Hey,
Just briefly, it was like a little dream that came
talk
to me.
Talk to me when you're ready to do it. That's something I'd partner up with you for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, Jose. You're talking about the African American woman that opened up. It's like a comic slash coffee shop.
Cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I remember
really
that.
sweet.
I actually thought about that myself, where it would be slash a coffee shop. You know, have your espressos and your scones and stuff like that. But wouldn't that affect the books? You know, the scent of the coffee and all that stuff. I guess you would have to kind of specific.
I mean, you could just run like a dehumidifier or air purifier thing in there the whole time.
All right.
I mean,
Well,
you do it or have it kind of boxed off.
when we set up our LCSs, you're gonna be in charge of the humidifier.
All right.
All right.
I know a guy. So we're good.
All right. Cool.
Well, that's pretty much what they do in Barnes and Nobles, because every Barnes and Nobles has like a Starbucks. It's just kind of like way off to the side, and I don't think the aroma of the coffees are like flowing all throughout the bookstore or anything.
Yeah, I don't think it just being in the air would affect like the paper, you know.
Okay. Hey, Iculus.
Yeah, because I keep my books in my living room, and I don't notice a scent in my books either.
You have what in your living room?
I have a majority of my books in my living room. Like, I've turned my living room into my library, into a living room. So I don't experience it. Usually my books smell just like books, you know, and I cook quite a lot.
Gotcha. Iculus goes, if I mispronounce your name, Iculus, man, I apologize, but do you guys, I guess he meant to say, your local shops bag the new releases. Mine bags, no boards, all the new releases, so they aren't all thumbed through if you go to buy them. I guess that's what he said. So, I don't know, man. I just think if they put the time to bag this stuff, you know, it's good. It's good business as far as it's smart.
It would be nice, but my shop does not do that.
Not even after you purchase the book?
Nope.
See, I got a deal since I'm on their pull.
They don't do pulls. They don't do nothing. But they've been open for 30 years. Yeah, but they've been open for 30 years. So they're like, no, this is how the business model works this way, you know?
Wow. And that's how
the one in Raleigh does.
That's the only LCS around that way, Justin?
There are others. This is the biggest. It's been around the longest. They will not sell out of anything before I get there.
Wow.
And they get everything that comes out. They don't ever not worried about somebody not picking up a book. They order everything that comes out.
But do they have like stacks of books?
Yeah.
Let's say a month later, they'll have like stacks of, you know, what just came out, the newest Green Lantern. They'll just like
when everyone's not selling. Yeah, they'll just have a ton of them, and then eventually they'll make their way to the dollar bin.
Yeah, see, I think that's bad business, but you know, it's one of those things where when you're very traditional, and if it's worked for you for the past 20 or 30 years, I can totally understand why they just keep doing it. My comic book shop, they actually have a pretty good theme going on. They have 10% off everybody who subscribes to 5 titles a month, and they have happy hour. Happy hour is Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. If you come in from 5 p.m. till close, all the new titles are 15% off.
Nice.
Holy crap, that would be amazing.
Well, here in Texas, tax is like it's like 8.25%. So the 10% alone, it really just pays for the tax, because I don't know if y'all's LCSs charge tax, but mine does, and maybe the extra 6.75%, you know, knocks off a few cents. But I think it's enough to keep people interested, and I see the reason why they do that, because a lot of people come in New Comic Book Day Wednesday and they get all the stuff, because you have a line sometimes at the door because people want the variants and stuff like that, and so they'll go in there, they'll get like all the good stuff, and when happy hour comes around, most of the good stuff has been taken, so they're just trying to give that little extra to get people interested in getting their books. And not only that, but if you got a pull list, man, if you have them saving books for you. All right, I'm sorry. But if you have a pull list and you tell your LCS to save these books for you, clean out your box, pick up your books, because I've seen people, they'll have like books that the comic book shop has been saving from like months ago, and they're not even picking up their stuff.
That's me. I'm guilty of that. But they know I come. There's Jose. It's that time of the year again, and I can pick up all my pull. But yeah, I'm guilty of that too, man.
I wanted to say something about I kind of relate with Justin about the comic book shop that has usually where they don't have a pull list. You just go in there and you pick up the newest issues, and then usually they have the bins and they have the. And mine's is set up the same way. The one that I travel all the way out to, they do the same exact thing. No pull list. If I call them and say, "Hey, hold this for me," or order, is usually, you know, it's a hit or miss. Like I tried to order in the, I tried to get them to give me the reprints of Hillbilly 1 and 2, and let me tell you, the owner was trying to. Well, I guess the guy who worked there, he was trying to argue with me. Well, I don't, I don't see it on Diamond. I'm like, look, the Diamond code is this. All you gotta do is put this in. It came straight from Eric Powell. It's what he gave on his blog post. I can't go on a blog and buy single issues. I'm like, I'm not saying go on his blog post. You need to put in this code that he gave to his bloggers. I mean, all his viewers of his blog, and order the reprints. That's it. I mean, but so it's stuff like that. Where I think it's bad business to have a setup like that, but. Some people feel like it's works for 30 years. They'll continue on doing so without your approval,
Yeah. But that's funny you say that, because that was what happened at my LCS about a book that we were talking about earlier this week, Once Your Land. And my shop was like, oh, yeah, that doesn't come out till December. It's already come out. The second print comes out in December. What are y'all talking about? So it was funny.
Yeah, some people are definitely behind. Sorry about that whole rant. I mean, you guys got me going. You guys just got me thinking about a whole lot of stuff, man. Comic book shops just operate differently, man. Some people operate, up to speed. Some are just living back in the 80s and 90s still.
Along those same lines, though, everybody, you know what Saturday is, right?
Batman Day?
It's Batman Day.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant just on Saturday. Yeah.
Good point.
Make a trip and get a free comic book,
There you go.
Then slab it and sell it on eBay for $1,000.
First, get it pressed.
Yes, of course. But of course. But of course. Get it pressed.
Anyway.
No, yeah. Iculus new too. But I mean, new book. I don't know if your shops are doing anything special for it. I mean, I think mine's probably going to have some like Batman cupcakes or something. Who knows?
You got to dress up as Batman. Oh, y'all got to dress up as Batman or Robin.
I was Batgirl one day.
One time
for Halloween, Batgirl. Yeah, and my son was Batman, and it was so awesome. And it's funny because I'm not really into Batman like that. I'm just now trying to read it. But before, I was dressing like Batgirl and dressing him up as Batman.
Oh, please tell us you got some photos or something of that.
I'll dig them up. I did.
You're going to be our cosplay panelist.
There you go.
Yeah.
Justin used to do a Green Arrow cosplay back in the day.
Really?
Back in the day, before the cosplay injury. Back in that cosplay war, it was horrible. The Nerf guns were everywhere.
Crazy, I tell you.
I would like to cosplay as Green Arrow. That would be fun.
You
think how long did it take you to grow that?
You're already halfway there.
I just haven't trimmed it in like a month. And a half.
That's
I mean, I've had the beard since October, so like a year. But like the actual goatee, I normally kept like a 6-guard, but I just haven't trimmed it in about a month and a half. I got lazy. And didn't want to do it anymore. I was sitting there drinking all the time, and it just got beard, and I wanted the scent of the whiskey in my beard, so that's why I did it.
Reading all those comic books, that's what you're doing.
All the time, man. All the time. About, I mean, how many do you say, I know, Jose, you don't pick up your books all the time, but like, I'd read like 10 to 12 books a week, if not more.
Sometimes when I'm pressing and I see that book waiting for me right there, I'm like, I'll read it. I'll read it while I'm pressing it. But I'll tell you the truth. Sometimes I'll just read a customer's book. I'm like, wait a minute. Before I press it, so I can press out any little bends I make on it. But yeah, I used to read a lot. It's just I've been crazy busy recently. I got so many projects going on.
I hear you.
But that happens though when you're pressing and you're grading and you're submitting books to get graded and getting books signed, all that stuff. I mean, you really don't have a whole lot of time, and sometimes your mind just gets rolling at such a high speed that it can be hard to just settle down and focus on reading a comic book. I mean, that's how it is with me. I think Rez has everybody beat as far as what they read every week, but I'm right there along with you, Justin, man. I only read like maybe 10, 12 books a week because that's all I really have time for.
Yeah, it's hard to squeeze that, and then like, I'll occasionally pick up a few back issues or something. Like now I'm on like a early '80s Thor kick, so I'll read like 3 of those, or something really quick. But it's hard to fit in. Like if you pick up a graphic novel or a complete series, and you're like, I want to sit down and read this, I just don't have time.
The good thing about it, I mean, if I look at the books back here, I probably have 3 to 4 short boxes of books I've yet to read. But the good thing about that is, like, if you get digital copies where you don't have to wait till 2 weeks or a month from now to get that next issue. You already have it right there in front of you. You're like, okay, now I got 1 through 10 ready for me to read the whole run. So it has its perks with not being able to read every week or every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I just wish. I think digital would work a whole lot better if they were cheaper. Because if you just go out and like Comixology or whatever, they're the same price as going to the store and getting the physical copy. You're not saving any money really. Yes, tax and gas money and whatever, but you're also missing the store interaction for the same price. So
I get my digital copies pretty cheap. Like
let's not go. But Justin, you're absolutely right, because here's the problem with that though. If you make digital books cheap, like let's say you make them 99 cents or half price, that starts to have less business for your local comic shop. And what eventually happens is that people will just go to all digital, and comic book shop owners will just go out of business.
Yeah, but
don't need to go out of business though.
I don't know if you guys read that article I posted on my Facebook page, but there's been a trend to where people are preferring that book. They, quote unquote, the traditionalist. They still like to have that book in their hand. Where digital is fine, it's all fine and dandy. I mean, you going on a trip or on a road trip or something, you have your laptop and you open it up and you got a database of books, a collection of books on your laptop. But people still like buying that book and flipping through the pages and everything. I know, at least I do. I definitely prefer reading the book.
Yeah, I need that tactile interaction with the comic.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, at least Marvel gives you the code with their books. But then, do you take that sticker off so you can get the code? Does that hurt the value of the book?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh God.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, and it's oh, absolutely.
This has been many a discussion long ago in the past, man. It's funny because I forget who brought it up that said that once you take that off, it actually is a defect in the book when you send it off to get it graded. That's funny.
Shoot, back in the day, you remember those MVPs? And that, like in your Hulk 181, you have that MVP little stamp, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
People would cut them out, like, yeah, I want to get all these. They'd have a booklet of all the different stamps, but they totally killed the value of. 181. I mean, it definitely loses a lot of value without that stamp.
Lot.
Hulk 181.
I remember Spawn #4, the Violator cover. It had a big mail-off that you could rip out and send. I forget what you would get with it, but that significantly reduced the value of Spawn #4 way back in the day if you remove that coupon.
You want to hear an even better one? Profit 1 through 4 had a coupon. You had to collect all 4 of the coupons to send in to get Profit 0.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I know that book's worth like a penny anyway, but if you remove that, then it's worth like half a penny. So.
And then shipping is like $4.
You're already in the hole. Just
Jeez.
wanting to read a book.
What are they doing to us? You know, they decide how we collect. It's amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oculus said that I should cosplay as Aquaman.
There you go.
Oculus, sorry.
Do it.
The
Do like a hook for a hand.
Oh yeah, it could be like awesome 90s Aquaman. Yeah.
I don't know
Do you
how
guys know how he
it
lost his go ahead,
Piranha.
Liz.
Piranha.
Yeah.
I was saying, I want to go out and cosplay as.
Anybody.
Yeah. I was gonna have my wife go
Maybe
as
Eartha Kitt,
what's the chick on-
Catwoman, maybe?
Yeah. Or my wife was gonna go as the chick from Saga, the female.
Yeah, Fiona.
Yeah. That's pretty
Such a
cool.
good book. All right, we got a question.
You mean Gwen, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
You mean Gwen?
I was thinking Fiona Staples.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. It just popped in my head, and I.
I don't know, but that kind of leads into we got a question, and in the comments, and it was Icula says, "Stupid question and a waste of money. But does anyone buy monthly books not to read them, but to keep them in good condition and hold out and buy and read the trade instead?"
That's interesting.
I would say that I've been guilty with that on some series that I knew I wanted to wait. Like I knew it was going to be like a mini series, like a 5-issue run or something like that. I knew I wanted it, but I was like, I'm just going to read it when it's done. But I want to get each issue to have those. But I didn't then buy the trade. So
I could see resellers wanting to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't do anything like that, but I stopped reading The Walking Dead in 127, which was like a starting point, and I went all the way to 150 and did not read a single one from after I read 127. So I collected Walking Dead for almost 2 years, and still didn't keep reading, and that's actually why I dropped the title, because I kept buying them and I wasn't reading them. So yeah.
That was the same reason I dropped it. I quit reading it, but I was buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great story, but I mean, there's just so much to read, man.
That's why I got a digital when I first, for a while, when I started getting Walking Dead and getting to it. I said, yeah, I might buying physical copies of that.
So it sounds like we get more digitally indie books, because most of my digital books are indie books. Like I have all of Invincible up like 1 through 100 digitally, and then I have 100 and up I have in physical form. But I didn't try to go find those books. I was like, I'm just going to get them digitally because I want to read them, you know?
And you force yourself to read stuff quicker and more, I guess, steadily when you get it digitally. I notice when I have it right there in front of me, open the book physically, and you know, especially if you're a collector too, you want to take care of stuff. Yeah, it's convenience.
It's a race for me because I want to bag and board my books, because like we just said, they don't come from my shop bag and boarded, and I'm not going to bag and board them until I read them. So that forces me to read them because I want to put them in a bag and board. That's my.
So I want to move on to a couple more things. Did everybody here see Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Yes. Rez? No.
I think I'm the only one. I meant to go see it, and then when I was seeing all those reviews, not that they're gonna really dissuade me from seeing it, but it just did not. I was so hyped for it, and it just felt like once everything just started kind of clearing air, and you start hearing behind the scenes, and people were saying that it wasn't set up the way it was marketed, I just kind of got turned off from that. I'm kind of tired of seeing these movies and TV shows marketed as being a direct copy of a comic series, and then or the book series, and then you look at the actual film or TV series, and it's completely different. Like Preacher is a perfect example. Like I read a few of the Preacher deluxe editions, and then you watch the TV show, and it's like I'm lost. I mean, I didn't read it and felt lost. So why am I watching the TV show and feeling completely and utterly confused? Like they're not doing anything that they were doing in the book. I understand you're trying to be original, but can we just stay on script? Can we just stick to what we had in the comic? What made it good? I understand updating things and stuff like that, but I feel like there were some things that could have been kept with the Suicide Squad from what I've understood and heard. I think it kept me from watching it.
I gotcha. I don't know. Going into Suicide Squad, I'd say I had really low expectations, and then I really liked it. Yeah. I think because of that, because I was like, I don't care. It's Suicide Squad. Everybody should die, and they should just make a new team next movie because, it's Suicide Squad. So I went into it, and I thought everybody did a good job.
I'll get it. I'll get it on Blu-ray for sure.
Yeah, I think it does help when you go in with lower expectations because I'm like you, Justin. It was better than I was thinking it was going to be.
Hey, can I share something with you guys?
Sure.
What's up?
Poor favor. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Oh, who's that cute girl over there?
Who is that in my... Well, that's what I wanted to share with you. No, just kidding. What do you think about this, guys? It's been confirmed. Joe Manganiello to play Deathstroke in Batman. Apparently, this was just confirmed recently or something?
Yeah, like last week, I think.
Yeah.
I think
I'm excited about it.
Dude. I'm looking forward to this.
What has he been in? Because I'm not familiar with him.
Dude, him, man. What's he known for? Oh shit.
Well,
he
did that stripper movie. That stripper movie with Channing Tatum.
Of course, you would say that. I'm not gonna be.
Yeah, I know. That's the first episode.
He was in something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
He was also in True Blood, wasn't he? The werewolf in True Blood.
Oh yeah.
What else is he known for? I don't know. He's known for something. Here's that other article.
I wonder why he's more pumped up.
What's that?
How is he more pumped up and muscular than Batman?
I don't know. But it's weird, like, why Deathstroke? Because it's like you're putting a Teen Titans villain in a Batman movie.
Now, how do I unshare this shit? I'm sorry, guys.
That's where he's from.
Oh, here you go.
Like, if you go back in the books, he's a Teen Titans villain. He's not a Batman villain.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he is.
Batman. Who else is gonna play? Who else is gonna fight Batman besides like your typical Joker villain? Hey, am I still sharing my screen? Because I want to make sure I'm.
No, you're not.
Okay, good.
Well, Jose, since you brought that up, and nothing has been confirmed, but just from what I've been seeing so far recently, is there's a lot of speculation out there that Batman, I don't know if it's going to be Justice League or the next Batman movie, but we could see the Court of Owls.
Oh, okay.
Could see.
So
Rez, where are you at? Where are you at on your trade? How far did you get on your trade? Your first Batman trade.
You don't have that. Oh, the Cult. Yeah. So far, I'm almost finished. It's been a struggle reading the Cult for me. It's not as exciting as I expected. You know.
You didn't read
I think
Batman
that the
the New
Court of Owls
52?
will be a lot better.
Batman the New 52,
No,
the first trade, the Court of Owls.
No. I got the Cult. I got Arkham Asylum with Grant Morrison and Dave McKean. I have the Court of Owls Absolute, and then I have the Hush Absolute.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you started.
I can't wait to dig into
the Cult.
Yeah,
started with the Cult.
I mean, it was because it was small. I thought it was gonna probably be like a quick read, but it's just kind of dated in some areas, and then it's just not as compelling. Maybe the illustration style is kind of exciting to me at the moment. So it's just a couple of factors that is just not it's not really wowing me.
Mm-hmm. I would leave Arkham till last because it's kind of the most abstract Batman story of the ones you got, and then go with Court of Owls and then Hush next.
Okay.
That would be my recommended reading order. Correct me if I'm wrong, everybody else.
Wow.
No, I would agree with that. Court of Owls is good, and Hush, I still got kind of lost with it, but I think that'd be a good order. Yeah.
I was thinking about Long Halloween as well.
That is so good. Yeah, that one's yeah. Yep. You're on the right path. You're doing good.
But what do you guys think? I mean, about a possible Court of Owls in the next Batman film? I think it's a great idea.
I'm excited.
Yeah, if they just kind of ditch the Joker thing now that Jared Leto's unhappy or whatever, and don't mention the Robin suit, yeah, that'd be fun.
So what do got? I mean, I want to know more about this whole Jared Leto thing because I was following it. I'm really into the gossip and stars and stuff like that. So, I mean, he was bad-mouthing it, and now he's just not gonna. I mean, are they blackballing him to some degree?
I don't know.
Other features.
The only thing that I heard that he was really upset about, which I would be too, is there's enough Joker footage for another movie or like a Joker movie that was cut. So apparently he was acting out one film and they edited most of that down and, focused more on the team than the Joker aspect.
So that's what he was so concerned about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, do you think he'll be in another film, though, so that they can actually, continue him on as a Joker? Because I'm kind of digging this whole possibility that there's 3 Jokers that are going to, there are all these different universes and maybe all these different depictions of the Joker. I don't know.
There's probably more than that, but that's a good question, Rose. But the thing is,
yeah.
Okay.
The thing about the Joker, though, is that if you look at his face, it's so caked up with makeup, and then with the what was it, platinum or gold in his teeth, and as much makeup as he had on, you could actually transition that to a different actor if he doesn't want to come back.
Yeah, you really could. And at this point, though, for the next Batman trilogy or even Justice League movies, I don't feel that we need the Joker. We've seen the Joker. Let's do some other Batman villains for a few movies.
I agree with you as far as that. I mean, everybody loves the Joker because that's like anti-Batman villain out there, but there's other guys as well. Let's try other villains. I wouldn't mind seeing it. It just depends on who they can cast for it. Like the Riddler, I've always loved Riddler. Reading Batman.
Oh my God, I love Riddler. Yeah, I like the Riddler.
And you're gonna love
more than Halloween. Yeah. I've always liked the Riddler more than Joker, surprisingly.
But it's like they're just too focused on Joker.
Yeah, like do a Riddler similar to how they portrayed the Riddler in like Batman the Animated Series.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Just like a super intellectual,
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are ready for the next topic, can I share my screen again?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it. I don't know. It's always coming up with the same person as soon as I share the screen. Who is this person? All right, so here we go. How about that, guys? I don't know if I could play it, but I know you guys picked it up already.
Oh.
But Godspeed, I'm so definitely interested on this whole character. I don't want to play the audio because it's somebody else's YouTube. There's legalities there, but
yeah, you can take it down.
So, what do you guys think about that? I mean, tell me what you guys think about the character, because I'm totally excited about it.
You mean that guy?
Yeah, dude. I mean, just the costume itself, he looks badass, dude. Excuse me.
There's always going to be another speedster. Poor Flash. Poor Flash.
But you see, but for the Rebirth, man, Flash has been a great book. So I'm very, again, I do have it on my pull, and I have to go pick it up. But I'm gonna be having. I don't know. I'm gonna have like from what 3 to 6 to read, back to back. So I'm excited about it. Rebirth.
Yeah, no, this is. I think the Flash Rebirth, especially with Godspeed, is going to be. I don't know. I hope he's a character that sticks around for a while, because it seems like we get these flash in the pan villains all the time, and I would like to see him actually do something that's meaningful, that makes him stay in like the current mythos for a while.
Indeed.
Okay, Edwin went away.
What happened with Edwin? I was about to say, Edwin, you're pretty quiet back there. You're not coming.
I was waiting on him to say something about it.
What's going on? Because I know both of you guys picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the screen sharing is done? Because I don't want to get...
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Just always let me know, because I will never know.
Ooh. Trinity's coming out soon. This month. Maybe you're going to pick that up?
Very, very good. I'll tell you, Trinity. I'm thinking about their signing. This is a whole other topic. Never mind. Trinity Comics. They're doing Ramita Senior signatures, man, and that's pretty sweet. I was thinking about sending in my ASM 129 for Mr. Senior signature.
Eculus says Hush is the Batman villain they should do. I can agree with that.
What do you think about that?
That would be good. I would like to see a movie version of Court of Owls or Hush, or both.
That would be interesting, man. It's just who they would cast for it. The writers. They just got to do it justice for sure.
Yeah, I would. But with Ben Affleck being Batman and like being the older Batman, that would be something neat to see Court of Owls done, where he's like older Batman,
Right.
Whatever you want to say. He's like, I've been Batman for 15 years, and I'm just finding out about this stuff. So
you mentioned Ben Affleck, man. What do you think? You think he's doing a good job in the franchise?
Yeah,
I think he's doing a good job too.
I liked it. I liked his portrayal of the Batman.
Here's a great character. EHTH1 mentions Man-Bat. I would love to see Man-Bat on the big screen.
Man.
It wouldn't take a lot of CGI, but...
Yeah, it would. And a guy transforming into a bat.
Yeah, that would be...
But they got a guy transforming into a Hulk, so it couldn't be that hard.
They could do anything these days.
That's true.
Man-Bat, that would be nuts. That would be nuts. And like have... Yeah, okay, I'm already picturing it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Man-Bat would be an awesome villain to put against Batman. Edwin, did you bring up some dinner too?
Did I what?
You brought us some dinner too? I'm just messing with you, man.
No, man. I had to use the restroom. Sorry.
we're talking about some good villains for Batman instead of Joker. They mentioned.
All right, I caught the tail end, and I got a good one for you guys. Helping us forget about Arnold Schwarzenegger and redoing Mr. Freeze.
Oh yeah. For sure.
I don't know, it's nostalgia for me to see for Arnold Schwarzenegger. I really liked him. I know he was corny, but
Schwarzenegger?
I liked him. Yeah, it's nostalgia,
Yeah,
growing up with that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, though.
Play that though.
That's the thing when that Batman franchise was up, it was like all kind of cheesy a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They take it to another level right now where it's like, dark and gritty, like the book.
Yeah. Well, but that's what they should do. Again, like most of Batman's villains are very they're smart. They're like, for whatever reason, they're just ridiculously smart. Like Mr. Freeze. So I don't know who would play him, and then they would have to make it look like he does in the books. Not this crazy Transformer suit that you put on.
How did Joker become such a freaking badass fighting? I was watching the animation, the Batman animation. I think it was 2009. The Joker is could fight as bad as Batman. That's awesome. Where did he get all this fighting technique?
Don't they chalk it up to his unpredictability?
That's what it is?
I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I fight much better too with some Jack Daniels. You know, you get that alcohol muscle going, but
Yeah.
how much can the Joker? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, he's been. You got to think about it. He was from a young age or whatever. He was always in a gang, so he was always fighting, always killing people. So he's at least a Street Fighter level, but he's also now crazy. So you just have no clue where he's going to come from.
Shit, well, you guys answered the question. I'll never have to ponder that anymore.
That's what we're here for, man. Information.
Thanks, man. You guys cleared it all up for me. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Well, it reminds me of what Heath Ledger said. Remember Heath Ledger? He had this line. He was like, "Do I look like a guy who has a plan?" Or he had said something along those lines, and of course he had a plan. But then he tried to give this perception that he's just so crazy that he never goes along or creates a plan.
Well, there you go. One of the best people they cast as the Joker, Heath Ledger. I mean, besides Jack Nicholson, but shit.
Well, I mean, but like Rez says, say there's 3 Jokers. Those in the movies are just different versions of the Joker, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily like say I like this version better, that version better. I think for the movies they were in, they were the perfect version of the Joker.
True.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I felt like they could have done Bane a lot better, though, because a lot of people don't realize that I think Bane was Mexican.
Yeah, he's South American of some sort. I think he's really Colombian.
Oh.
Because what is it where you have the mask? I'm thinking of the Jack Black movie. What is Luchadors, the Mexican it's like Spanish wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Luchador.
Libre. Yeah,
So not necessarily of Mexican descent, but somewhere of some Spanish descent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was like Colombian drug lord or something, drug enforcer.
Oh, so they were way off on the Bane character then in the movie.
Well, they had tied it all into Ra's al Ghul and the League of Shadows, which Bane has never had anything to do with him.
Here's the best person who ever played Batman in my book, and obviously I probably would have given you another answer prior to this actor playing Batman, but once he played Batman, nobody came close. Christian Bale. I'm sorry.
I thought you were going to say Adam West.
Adam West. Well, anybody before Adam West, and there's not many, but I mean Christian Bale just knocked Batman out of the park, man. That was home run right there. Great.
Mm-hmm.
I love that whole series.
I like that they gave Ben Affleck something, like something to change his voice instead of him having to do the Christian Bale where he's just like got gravel in his throat.
People didn't care about him the way he did his voice.
Mm.
That's true, man. That was kind of horrific.
It was rough sometimes, but yeah, overall that trilogy was amazing.
Oh,
that was the perfect
yeah.
Batman Year One trilogy.
I couldn't agree with you more. I love that Batman.
So going back, go ahead, Justin.
I don't know. I was just gonna say either one. If you go back to the '90s or now, I think like you were saying, Edwin, they could have done a lot better with the Bane character.
Yeah. The voice was cool, but it definitely wasn't. I mean, it's just another example of Hollywood whitewashing everything. But so going back real quick to the Suicide Squad talk, I didn't really get to my point. One of the points that I was trying to make, and this kind of goes along with the Batman discussion, they're talking about a possible Harley Quinn spinoff. Do you think Harley Quinn has built up enough fan base, especially through the movie, to be able to do a spinoff? Well, here's why I asked, because what's her name? What's Black Widow's name from Avengers? The
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson, yeah. I mean, it took her how many films before they finally gave the green light to do a Black Widow film? I mean, I think this is a little. If I'm not mistaken, there's a lot of talks about it. I mean, she is the highest paid female actress right now in Hollywood. So going back to this Harley Quinn thing, I think it's a little bit premature, but I could be wrong. What do you guys think?
Yeah, but they're going to also bring in the whole Birds of Prey, aren't they? For the Harley Quinn movie?
I think that that's part of the discussion as well. Yeah.
Dude, you know they gotta milk it for whatever they can while she's hot because right now, Harley Quinn is a hot product right now. I think
Hmm.
it's doable, but I mean it's hard. I mean, who what's her name?
Margot
What
Robbie.
dude? Anything she's in, I'm gonna go pay. And I usually don't pay for movies. I watch it on Kodi.
I mean, if they made it, I mean, think about what Deadpool made. It could easily make the same. I wouldn't put them past it, especially with like Warner Brothers trying to figure out what the crap they're doing with their movie universe. Um,
Yeah.
I could totally see them making that movie off of just like well, people really liked her in that one movie, so we'll just give her her own, and they'll like it too.
Well, that's what they did with the books. They gave her own book,
I know.
and it's working. It worked. It's
Yeah.
working.
As much merchandise as they sell of Harley Quinn, I think that they would have a huge audience to see a solo movie of hers.
And
Um,
which two female characters are what every con has, for cosplay? What are the two female characters that everybody's dressed in? Harley's definitely
Harley.
one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then you'll get your occasional Catwoman. But
But
I
it's
think in
mostly.
the discussion they were talking about Poison Ivy.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I
I
mean, you
think
could
Poison
do the
Ivy was
current.
one.
You could do their book where they're in a relationship. That book's out.
Oh, I've definitely watched that movie a couple of times.
I'm looking at her age, and I don't know if this is right, but she's only 26 years old, man. I mean, she could easily play Harley for the next 10 to 15 years.
Hmm.
Dang, you're playing around, planning out for it.
No,
Play
like
that
I didn't
character
know
that
she
long.
was that young because she was in what's that Will Smith movie? Wasn't she in Focus?
She's
Yeah,
in
that
Wolf
was
of
good.
Wall
Yeah,
Street.
yeah.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street. Yep.
Oh, she
And
was.
that's like 3 years ago. I didn't know she was that
I thought she
young
was
playing
older.
those roles. So did I.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she's
mean,
definitely easy on the eyes. Let me tell you. Well, what about that Wonder Woman movie, man? I like it. I mean, they always show the preview, the best parts of the movie, but I'm definitely digging that Wonder Woman. The movie?
Oh yeah, no, Gal Gadot. I think that's going to be a great movie, and I'm glad it's going to hit first, and then we're going to get our Captain Marvel from Marvel. But yeah, I think it's fitting that Wonder Woman has the first female superhero full screen feature length movie.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely she deserves it, Wonder Woman. She's been
And
around.
they're doing it the Captain America way, where they're going back. It's going to be World War One, so instead of two. So that'll be really cool, I think.
Do you
That
think this is something that DC is trying to be up on Marvel with, putting out a female movie before Marvel does?
it's like who's gonna get to the moon first?
Yeah, maybe Marvel
Yeah.
was scared, maybe like feeling they didn't have like that one female character they could really do it with. I mean, I guess they got over that with Captain Marvel, but I don't know. I this is the only way I could ever see it going down is Wonder Woman has to have a movie first,
Do you
Yeah.
do you think there's competition between the characters though?
As far as who?
Captain Marvel to Wonder Woman?
Well, I mean, they're kind of mirror images of each other, really. Same
Mhm.
powers.
I mean, I don't know much about Captain Marvel as far as in the book. Obviously she's
She got
popular.
her powers from an alien.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, basically the same, flight, strength, blah, blah,
This guy EHTX1. I'm just gonna call you E, man. It's just easier that way, all right? He goes, I would rather see an R-rated Lobo movie before a solo Harley Quinn movie. I don't know, man. Harley's easy on the eyes, brother.
Yeah, they're never going to make a Lobo movie. I don't think. That would be cool to see, but then I just don't see it happening.
Who would play him? It can't be Rock. Rock's already stuck on Black Adam.
Mm-hmm. It would have to be somebody huge if you're going to go with the good one and not the pretty new
Who could fit in that character?
Lobo.
Think about it. I mean, not gonna be Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's too stuck on Fast and Furious.
Yeah, and he's got to deal with Marvel.
But I mean, Vin Diesel did Groot. I am Groot.
Yeah, but you know he's going to be somebody else.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not just going to have him doing a voice. They've already got him lined up for another character coming, I'm pretty sure. We just don't know it yet.
You're making me think. You're making me think if I've read already something about that.
It feels like I have too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think I've read already something about that. But you know, I'm 47. I got a bad memory.
I've slept. Things go away.
What about you, Rez? You can see any good indie characters making a good movie? I mean, that's there's so many, right, in the indie world.
Yeah, there's a lot. You know what? I've been reading lately. I've been reading some of Gilbert Hernandez's work with Love and Rockets. I would kind of want to see some of his stuff because it has that little surrealism with a little bit of mythical, magical type of elements in there. I would like to see something like that be brought to screen. I mean, it's been around for so long. Why not? You know?
Right, right.
That would be really cool to see that. Or either see somebody do Wasteland. That's a really good series. No one talks about. It's very underrated, grossly underrated.
He goes. Danny Trejo as Lobo.
Oh no!
We found that.
Man, he's up there in age.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
That dude usually plays parodies of himself at this point.
Dude, he's crazy. You know that guy? He looks scary and everything, but he's got the biggest heart. I mean, he's a pit bull advocate. He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, I met him at Dragon Con '99. Yeah. Really cool guy to talk to. Like, took his time, like, just talked to everybody who came up to him, like, really down to earth, like, more so than you would think. Because at that point, he was just in, like, From Dusk Till Dawn and stuff like that. So you're like, oh, it's that guy. He's crazy. He's going to kill everybody.
Never judge a book.
I love everything I've seen him in.
Yep.
He's awesome.
Machete.
I was thinking, what's the name of that movie? You just said it, Machete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you guys watch Heat?
Yeah.
With Al Pacino and
Val Kilmer and everybody.
Yeah, that was awesome. Anything with him. Al Pacino.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap this up unless anybody has any good points or topics, or is there anything in the chat, guys? Anything that guys are asking and wanting to know before we wrap this up?
I got a good point. Never eat the yellow snow.
Words of wisdom. Words of wisdom.
Never.
Yes, never eat yellow snow.
The more you know.
Let me write that down. Yeah. I might forget.
Take notes while you watch Strictly Comics live show every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
I did get this real quick. Did anybody get one of these?
I did not. I'm gonna go look for them tomorrow.
Okay.
You know,
mean,
like how
market's
showing off his Transformer stuff, right? Holding out and showing his Transformer.
No. I got that right here too. But I know there's not a lot of people. I think this movie came out before Rez was born, and not long after I was born.
You got the spirit. Yeah.
I wanted to ask y'all something before we close out.
I was 30 when that movie came out.
I remember it.
What you got, Rez?
I want to ask: has anybody tuned into Doom Patrol, the newest issue yet?
I wanted to ask that too. Did anybody pick that up?
Yeah, because I read it.
Is it good?
How was it?
Good, Rez?
This is how I feel about it. And this is me going in, not investing in the older series as of yet. I feel like the way it was written, it was confusing in parts, and I really like the illustration style, but I think that it just felt like Gerard Way, his writing was just not up to par to the material that was given.
You think they're trying to tie it into other stories or something, or they're just
Well, yeah, that's a given because it's you know, the Animal Man series and all that stuff, that universe. But I feel like his writing just didn't match what I was seeing. I mean, and I don't get lost very easily when I read stuff. I read all kinds of weird stuff, but I found myself thinking like this is a little overcomplicated in some areas where it could have been just very simple. And it's like he tried to make exposition for certain areas in the comic book where he didn't need it. And then it was just overdone. It was okay. I don't know if I'll move on to issue 2. I may just to get another try, but so far it's okay. It's not the most riveting.
I'll tell you why I didn't pick it up. Because it's a DC book and it was $3.99, and I was like, no, what are you doing? It's supposed to be $2.99 DC. No.
Oh man,
I hear that.
I didn't get it because and Doom Patrol is like one of the teams that I know not a lot about. I know that's where Beast Boy started, and I know some of the characters and how they've spun off, but I've never read a Doom Patrol series, so I'm not invested in those characters in any way. So I just didn't.
Yeah, me either. So I mean, I'm just going in blind with it for real. I want to know what's going on.
Right, and I'm glad you picked it up. You picked it up, so you know what's going on. That's how it's always going to be. We're always going to be picking up books that the other ones didn't, and that's good to hear because you took that for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she took one for the team. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this comic book with a breakfast burrito or breakfast taco on the cover?
The euro on it. I knew it was a euro too. That's how much I love food. That I knew it was a euro by looking at it. Everyone else thought it was a burrito.
Gyro? Is that what it is? A gyro?
Yeah, euro.
Oh, I thought. Here in Texas, I think there's like breakfast tacos everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
But it's a sticker underneath. It's the universe.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's freaking Doom.
It was okay. The more I even think about it, I'm like, maybe I'm being a little too nice for it,
I was thinking about picking it up just the first issue. Believe me, I wasn't entertaining doing 2, 3, 4, and 5, but I was just interested in picking up number 1 just for the whole nostalgia of it. I remember the book back in the day.
What about Thin?
Exactly.
Has anybody read Thin or anything? I've been trying to find a copy. I'm not successful at the moment, but I've been really interested in that series. Just the cover is so weird looking. Right in my alley.
I'm sorry to make you repeat yourself. Which book was it, Rez?
Thin.
Oh, okay.
Zen, the Intergalactic Ninja?
No, Thin.
Oh.
It's like
Thin.
Oh,
I got you. No. I have not read that yet.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know anything about that book.
When it first came out, when I first heard of it, I just kept thinking about the Stephen King book Thinner.
Yeah.
Or that movie Thinner. That's the only thing I could ever think about it.
Really? I'm kind of I wrapped up the House of Penance, which I really I was I don't know, I was a little disappointed at House of Penance and the last issue, the wrap up.
That was the last issue?
Yeah, that's number 6.
I
just felt like I don't know, maybe because the thing is, when I first started reading the series, I immediately wanted to know more about the Sarah Winchester, and I found out by doing research that she was actual real person. This is all the stuff that's happening in the book was real life. Like this happened where she was like an heir or in charge of gun distribution through the family and all this other stuff. And she was actually building a house that had all these multiple doorways and exits that don't have, I guess they're not built structurally sound and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into it really knowing all this other stuff, and it really followed to a T, and they have put their own little spin on it in ways, but I think the end didn't wrap it up good enough. I think they should have carried on for another more. I think it would have benefited for maybe 8 issues more so than 6. That's just what I got when I read it,
I gotcha.
Rez, which is your favorite book right now, Rez?
My favorite book right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, Glitter Bomb, but no, Black Hammer. Like I actually started off with issue 2, and I went back and I read issue 1, and let me tell you, issue 1 to jump into that series, thankfully, but I really enjoyed issue 1. I really enjoyed it. Not as much as issue 2, but it was just really good. It was just like the introduction to the characters, but they introduced those characters the same way, and you know, in issue 2, really. So only one character I didn't know. Well, actually, the 2 characters they didn't really show in issue 2, but you know, and you could pick it up and not even dug into issue 1. But yeah, very, very, very good series.
Hey, Iculus goes, Rez, have you found any Kickstarter books that you're excited about that people should look into?
Hell yeah, I have. I'm like so excited about Kickstarter right now. Right now, okay, yeah. Like right now, there's a series that I actually backed, and it's called Little Girl Black.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a guy he's like a really bad guy, just all around bad guy, and he's kidnapping various women of different ethnicities and backgrounds, and he's taking them and he put them in his basement, and he's just having his way with them, and it's really dark. It's not the
Wow.
it's not the most it's not the most friendliest story, but it's independent, and it's really good. I heard it's really good, even though the subject matter is kind of off for some people. There's another one that is a comic strip. A lot of my viewers know I love comic strips, so it's one called Drive. He also did a series called Sheldon and some other ones, but I invested in that one as well because I'm really into comic strips. I am anticipating the release of the Kickstarter for Steve Lichtman, which I've been following for quite a while. I missed out on the campaign. I was strolling Kickstarter when they first got up there, and I foolishly did not decide to do it because my first Kickstarter, and I was a little nervous about it, and I just let it pass, thinking that they're going to probably offer it in the store. Yeah, I'm going to be there and be square for their Volume 2 releasing, and I'm going to go ahead and try to back it so I can get the Volume 1 that I missed.
Is that Kickstarter still up, Rez? Is that Kickstarter still up?
Yeah. For Steve Lichtman, their Kickstarter is going to be debuting next month. So it's really exciting about that because I interact with the 2 creators of Steve Lichtman. If you guys don't know what Steve Lichtman is, it's like a take on kind of like a He-Man parody kind of. It's really crazy. It's really cool. They offer the first, I think, 50 pages of the comic, so you kind of get a feel of it. But it's like 400 pages for the second volume. First volume was like 300 pages, so that's like almost 700, 800 pages in total that you're gonna be getting. And you guys know I love hardcovers, so it's right up my alley as far as collecting.
Listening to Rez, man, because she seems very knowledgeable about all this stuff that
she's passionate.
We don't necessarily know about. So I had a brilliant idea.
Oh,
a novel idea. You know how you have those reading clubs or reading groups? What was it? Oprah had a reader club or something?
Book club?
The book club.
Yeah.
Book club. Dude, I'm just gonna let Rez tell me what I should pick up next week from now on. Tell me which you need to pick up this book, Jose, or comics and stuff. You need to pick up this book.
Yes.
Forget about it.
We should just get Rez to do our pull list.
Yeah. I'll do it.
That's it.
I'm game.
You're designated.
But I'm enjoying Kickstarter. I've already funded a few projects. I have a few little goodies that anthology that is based out of Canada, and I also backed a series that is like it's really hard to describe, but it's a super sci-fi-ish, and it's like an homage to things like Blade Runner, a couple other different movies that we remember back in the day. Cool. Yeah, but it's a series called Metal Made Flesh, and it's really cool looking, and I backed that one for the highest that I could, and I can't wait to get those.
Dude, you see, I'm blown away by all these titles that you know. I'm like, what? I'm already on Cody trying to find them on my my database of digital comics. Let's just say. Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to hear you talk about him.
So, all right. So, what was I gonna say? Dang it, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry about that, guys. Oh, yeah, real quick, real quick. I know. All right, no.
I couldn't help.
Actually, Jose and Rez, y'all started this, and you made me think about something that I completely forgot to add in our topics of discussion. So I was at the comic book convention over the weekend. I was at the Amazing Houston Comic Con, and you guys know the guys that were there, but one of the guys that was there was Chad Hardin.
Yes.
And Chad Hardin does Harley Quinn, and he's been doing Harley Quinn for a couple of years. Now, we all know that since DC's rebirth, they are putting out titles bi-weekly. Now, you have the same artists doing these titles bi-weekly. Tim Tebow, he mentioned about Finch. What's his name? What's Finch's first name? David Finch, yeah. David Finch is a fantastic artist. And anybody who knows David Finch knows that he puts a lot of detail into his work. Now, one of the things that Tim pointed out, and I completely agree with, is that since this bi-weekly title has been coming out, his artwork just isn't up to par. It isn't up to what we know David Finch to be drawing as. And when I was talking to Chad Hardin, I was just kind of messing around, just making small talk, and I said, so do you see yourself doing Harley Quinn for the long run? And he said, he was just like, shoot, man. He's like, DC is effing working our butt off. And he said, man, I'm getting ready to go do my own thing. I was like, whoa. I was like, so you're talking about the whole bi-weekly thing? He's like, yeah. It's just too much for everybody. A lot of people are complaining. A lot of people are having a hard time. And he says it's putting a lot of pressure on them, and it's almost like a slave work.
Wow.
So what do you guys think about that? I mean, because I think it's a great idea, but I had no idea they were going to get the same artist doing 2 books a month. I was thinking that they could collaborate with other artists that draw similar to their style to help them.
Well, they're supposed to have like a bullpen that they're going to pull from and give artists breaks. I don't know when that's supposed to start. I know Green Arrow is already on its 3rd artist, and it's only on issue 6.
Wow. Yeah, but that just tells you that they don't want to get rid of him as an artist because he's doing a damn good job with it, with the character. What's her name?
Harley?
Yeah, Harley. But what's the lady that's synonymous with Harley? You got Palmiotti, Chad, and then the lady.
Oh, Amanda Connor.
Yeah, Amanda Connor. They do such a good job with her that they can't even entertain having someone else draw it.
But there's a lot of good artists out there, man. You can find somebody, because ever since Greg Capullo came on to Batman, I noticed a lot of other artists were trying to not mimic his style, but try to keep their style similar to Capullo's, because Capullo was the star artist. So you can find people that can do artwork similar to the way you're doing it. Now, will it be exactly the same? No. But do you guys remember those weekly titles that DC was putting out? There were, what was it? I forget what it's called. They were putting out a new
52
issue every week. Yeah, like there was like 52.
Eternal, Batman Eternal, or Batman and Robin Eternal.
Batman, exactly. Yeah, I mean they didn't have the same artist, and not even the same writer in a lot of cases.
Yep. Yeah, no, they had a rotating, like, just who's available. You do this issue. You do this issue. And I think it worked okay, other than the fact that they were too long to read. And there were so many dead issues. And that was the bad thing about, especially Batman Eternal, because it was 52 weeks long, is there were so many issues that were just like filler or had nothing to do with the main story. So I quit that series like 3 or 4 times. Just like picking up a random issue to see where it was at this point. Oh, it's filler. I'll wait a few more weeks and check it out again.
I was kind of quiet because I was looking for this. I was like, I hope they don't change the subject because I want to share this. But regarding Chad Harding, I'm going to share my screen, guys. You saw the book he did for me?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
He's a great guy, man. I know Edwin, you're gonna agree with me. He's a good guy, man. Just talking to him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
And this is his art book. It's just his sketches and stuff like that. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
yeah, let
remember
me get a
seeing
blank
that.
cover.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
me get a blank cover Harley. But he didn't have any more because he already did all of the blank cover Harleys. But he was like, I'll do it on my sketchbook. I was like, and I opened it up. I was like, this is gonna be a no-brainer. So this is coming to me, hopefully sooner than later. So I'm very excited about it.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
That is nice.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm really getting into sketchbooks as of late too.
She's not going anywhere, man. She's staying right in my collection.
Are you gonna frame her?
Well, I'm definitely not gonna sell her for sure. But talking about things that I think I would never sell. Hey, you like my color coordination? Pink and green?
Yes, it's awesome.
Give me a second and I'll pull this out.
While he's getting his thing, I want to say, you know what, I'm really getting into sketchbooks lately too, collecting them for my favorite artists. Delving into, once I like a series and I like the person's art, I've been trying to track down all their art books. And I've been having fun with that as well.
Oh, wow.
This is something I would never sell. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Hello.
That is beautiful.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm
That is
only
awesome.
doing hello so my screen stays on and you guys can see it.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is huge.
When I saw this in my LCS, I told him, hey, you got a price tag on that? He goes, you're the first person I just got it today. He goes, I'll sell it to you for 30. I was like, boom, do it. I told him, but I'll pick up my pull next week. He goes, don't worry about it. Just pick up I'll let you buy the.
Get the print now. Get the print now.
The print is going to come first.
That's
No,
awesome.
that does look sharp. Harley Quinn. That's kind of a different looking style. Harley Quinn kind of reminds me of the what is it, Resident Evil type of look.
Yeah, that gritty look. It looks good, man.
Yeah, it does look
Yeah.
good.
Alice cosplaying as Carly.
The freaking print fell on my dog and woke her up. Now she's all like, "What the hell you guys are doing? Come over here, mama." That's my baby.
Bunch of dog lovers on this panel.
I'm definitely a dog lover.
Both mine are right here.
That's my baby.
All right, well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Appreciate you guys for coming along. What are some final thoughts and shout-outs? We can start with Rez, if she's ready. You want to start us off, Rez?
I guess I'm gonna just follow Justin's lead like he did last week and shout out some series or movies. I want to shout out a series called The Hunt. I think it's a really, really good series. It's very Celtic and mythological type or mythical. Really, really cool. I really like where it's going. I'm really excited about that. And I know there's some. Also, a lot of people don't talk about it, but Zombie Tramp. It's a really, really good series. And they have a hardcover coming out very soon that I already have.
That book is actually good, huh?
Yeah, I like it. It's really good. I love Janie as a character. It's really good. Like I jumped in at 26. So again, I don't start at the beginning. I just usually jump right in, and I'm really enjoying Zombie Tramp immensely. It sticks with you, and it's very, very fun, very light, nothing heavy. So I'm enjoying series in that realm. That's not bogging me down, and I definitely implore anyone to go and check out, that they can. Usually indie-based nature, you can find some artists, and find out what work you're really in tune with at that moment. I'm finding out a lot of artists just by getting an anthology,
Okay. All right, great. So now, as far as Hunt, we're up on number 2, right? They just came out with number 2 not too long ago?
Yes.
Okay,
The 3 will be
yeah.
coming out very soon.
Okay, all right. Well, Rez, thank you so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. Who's next? How about Justin? You wanna take off, man?
Yeah, I'll go ahead now. I don't know, just big thanks again for having me back on the show. Had a lot of fun. We talked about, a ton of topics here through the night. It's always fun. I got another random haul coming out tomorrow, showing off another stack of random books that I picked up recently. So that's always fun to kind of dig through those and see what gems you find or what stories you then get interested in. And I guess, I'll be checking out everybody else's channel this weekend too and seeing what you guys have up.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Yeah, and I like how you answer the questions as well.
Oh yeah,
At
the
the end of
comments
the year,
after. Yeah.
Yeah, answer the comments. So I'm gonna put in some more ridiculous questions and stuff like that, and I'm gonna be expecting for you to answer them.
Yeah, keep them coming. It's fun just to see people have random questions about books, or they just want to tell you, like what books they're reading that week and stuff like that. So it's just good fun interaction. It's kind of what I've always wanted to bring to it, was just talking to people about comics.
Well, it's good that you have people actually making comments, because imagine nobody makes a comment. Like, all right, it's kind of slow this week. Kind of slow this week at the LCS.
Well, I mean, if there's, I think since I started doing that, I've only had like one video where there were no comments, and I think I just didn't mention it at all and just like breezed through what I was doing in that video,
All right, thank you so much, Justin, for joining us, man. Hey, I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right, Jose, comics and stuff. What you got, brother?
Well, so I want to give a shout out to all of the viewers this week. Iculus, Semperfi Comic Book Guy, Exile State. No, that's Exile State is panelist. Never mind.
You got Jackio and Eric.
Jackio, Iculus. I'm just gonna call you E, man. That name of yours, EHTXY.
Is it like East Houston, Texas one?
Oh, that's what it is. All right.
I don't know.
So a big shout out to all you guys watching for sure, and definitely, and another shout out to apple pie and milk. Whenever you eat apple pie, you gotta drink it with milk for sure. So that's a good mix. That's what I'm gonna get after. That's what I'm going to get after this show. That's you can tell that's what's up. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Definitely been nice joining the club, joining the group this week. It was fun.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I don't really have anything else. Jose, you pretty much went over the guys in the chat that I wanted to give shout-outs to. I do want to give shout-outs to all of you guys. Thank you very much. Go ahead and check out Rez's channel. It's RES Rez. She's doing a lot of stuff. She is very involved, doing a lot of videos lately. So definitely check her out. Also, EXILESTATE Comics. He's very interactive with his videos, so be sure to check him out. Also over at comicbooks.com. And last but not least, Jose, Comics and Stuff, our preferred presser. If you want some books cleaned and pressed, he is the guy that you need to be sending your books to. So look out for him and search for him in Google. And myself, Strictly Comics, where I do, obviously live chats and other stuff. So continue to check us out. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us in the live chat. Please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to everything. Keep God first in your life, but enjoy your comic books. And God bless you guys. We are out of here.
Have a good one.